I'm Ouya, TEMPHUiBIS here, and I've done a lot of videos right now where I've been talking about the Ouya, but I've never actually done a full video on the Ouya because I've got quite a lot to say about this system. You know that, yeah? Um, I remember, yeah, how loads of people were saying, yeah, that it wasn't a real console. It's just a scam, to get money off Kickstarter. Definitely say, yeah, that's definitely not the case. Yeah, it's definitely a real console, and I definitely have a lot to say about it. I definitely agree with what Julie Uhrman says about how people want to play games on the telly. People want to play games with controller. I definitely agree with that in the situation that I have a few free apps and a few games myself on my phone, and some of them are very great. But I would love to play them with a controller and put it on the telly as well. Now, one of those apps is a Commodore 64 app, and sorry. One of those apps is a game that I actually have for the Commodore 64. You know, um, not the same name of it, Infinite. Yeah, you could just basically it's more or less basically just the same game. And then also, I uh, I usually hook up my Commodore data sometimes after time, and I play my old retro games and everything that yeah. One thing I definitely got to agree is that I still think that the Commodore version is better. Why? Because I'm actually playing with a joystick. You know, definitely always enjoy it. And so I always definitely agree when it comes to situations like that. Because most games on PlayStation, Xbox, most commercial games, I feel that games today, yeah, have all become like more of interactive movies than more or less than games because they concentrate on storylines and everything like that, yeah. When it comes to most independent games, the games usually tend to be just switch on and just take the controller and just play the game. Just switch on and play. Basically, that's what games used to be, and most games most game makers back in the olden days have all spoke about how that there's not enough freedom and not enough creativity in games today, like games for PlayStation and all that. So what they do is they usually make games for mobiles instead. So that's why they get more creativity, or make games for like PSN, Xbox Live, Nintendo Virtual Console, you know. But they're really good on the and they're really good, yeah, on the phones, you know. But you want to play them with a controller. Some people do want to play them with a controller. Some people want to play on the TV. I definitely understand that point, you know. So a lot of people are has gone from saying there that the Ouya was a scam to now the Ouya is pointless, and I understand some of their reasons. I mean, my cousin was telling me that you know, you could just hook up your phone to the PS3 controller, literally play the games on your phone using a PS3 controller, or hook it up, yeah, to the telly as well via HDMI ports, right? The thing is though, yeah, is that my cousin is one of these type of PC geeks who knows all these next random stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. I bet, yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it won't even be that easy to do, but my cousin's really good at that sort of stuff, yeah? He's always the type of guy who always finds these next rare things for PlayStation 3, for this and that. I remember one time he told me about this thing on the PlayStation 3 called Ad Hoc, something I never knew nothing about. And it was something that could enable us for him to use his PSP at home. I use my PSP at home. We could still play each other through the PS3. I thought, wow, I never knew about that shit. So my cousin, I wouldn't say it's completely pointless because how easy is it to do those type of things? And then on top of that, looking at the Ouya, it's gonna have 7-player games, 8-player games, and all that. Yeah, there may be games that could all be played on the Android and everything like, yeah. But would he be able to hook up 7 PlayStation controllers to the phone? He probably could, but it seems it must get tedious at some points, yeah. So, and I also think there must be some games that's going to be developed for the Ouya and only the Ouya, not just everything just, oh, you just get anything that's on the Android, it will play in the Ouya. I don't think it's that simple, but it still gives me an interest. And keep in mind, yeah, the Ouya, it's not like the Ouya is a very expensive console. This is going to be a very cheap console, you know. And lately, I've been watching some videos. I've actually been onto Ouya's official YouTube channel, and I was looking at their feed, looking at videos that they were watching. So, and I saw videos, some games that's going to be on the Ouya. Some of them did look basic. I remember seeing this game which had some bad graphics. You know, there was a whale in that game, and I have to admit, out of all of the whales I have seen in any game, that has got to be the worst graphics. Yeah, but there's two things though, seriously, really. One is I've never cared about graphics in the first place. I always care about the gameplay, and the gameplay for this game did look addictive. And the second thing is this game was made in 2 days. They made a game in 2 days. You know, that is just impressive. I don't give a fuck about graphics when it comes to situations like that. Some of the games that they make for the Ouya, some of them made look basic, but they do look like addictive games. You know, I saw a game here called Duplicity, and that game looks wicked. That just looks like an interesting game. I can imagine me playing that game with my friends and my cousins, you know, my family. It'd be a really cool game, and that's actually one I'm clearly interested, you know. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, that the games are the most basic games ever. I don't think they're going to be just all completely little titty nitty games just because it's running off Android. Because if it's powerful enough to play games like Grand Theft Auto 3 and certain other those types of games, they may still be really great, terrific games, like games that you'd probably play on the PSN and Xbox Live, Nintendo Virtual Console, you know, like Snake Ball, you know, Geometry Wars, Super Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, you know, games like those. Because these are the type of games that I'm usually mostly into. And what's really good about this console is that it's based on those type of games. It's literally a console based for those type of games. So that's really an impressive thing for me. And I really like the Ouya for that reason. I really respect Julie Uhrman for making this. Now, I do have to say some downfalls. There is two downfalls, two things that almost switched me off, you know. So I'm going to speak about those. One is the controller. You know, I've always been one of those type of gamers which when it comes to controllers with 2 analog sticks, I've always been a person here who likes symmetry on the analog sticks. That's why I like the PlayStation control so much. You know, always like, yeah, where analog sticks are always centered like this. But here's one thing that gets me about the Ouya controller. I saw a picture on their Facebook which showed an Ouya controller that had the symmetry analog sticks, and then the one that it's going to be, which is not symmetry, almost looking like a Xbox 360 control pad, you know. I thought it was kind of odd, because I don't know if that is a Photoshop picture, or if it's a or if that actually was the way they were planning to do it. But before, now someone made a comment on that controller, so on that picture, and I kind of agree with what this person says, and I've written it down. Yeah, so I'm gonna read it. Yeah, I'm gonna say what I think about this comment. This option should be presented to buyers. Ouya claims the console shall be adaptable to suit everyone's needs. Why accept the controller, given that you got nearly 10 times the funds you set as a goal? I think developing this alternative layout or even switchable controls is a valid request. Please make this happen. Okay. Maybe the comments here about reaching 10 times your goal and everything could be a little bit harsh, but I definitely agree with what he's saying. Yeah, you want the control to suit everyone's needs. You know, you want to make something out there to suit everyone's needs, whether it's a controller or anything. I always think controller is always the biggest thing that where someone's going to suit their needs. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person here who really loves symmetry when it really comes to controls with 2 analog sticks. I'm sure I'm not the only person. And there's there's probably millions of people, yeah, who like it being the Xbox way. But this is one thing, yeah, that's always bugged me with consoles, right, yeah? Especially the newer consoles. It's the fact that there always used to be controls, you know, done officially by the companies. They'll do more than one type of control. So there's a variety, so everyone gets what they're good with. You can always suit everyone's needs. And this is the best example for it. Everyone remembers the lovely classic console, the Atari 2600. When you buy Atari 2600, sometimes it would usually come here with this joystick. Everyone's always remembered this joystick. Everyone always loved this joystick. This is the joystick that everyone always remembered. You know, there's some of them usually get this, but then sometimes you usually get this joystick. These are both official. None of these are third party. Atari did make more than one joystick. This is the joystick that came with my Atari, and I'm so used to this joystick now. You know, I can't play. It's like I don't really play with the other one. In fact, I even use this for the Commodore. You know, it's pretty funky, innit? Yeah, but this is an official joystick. That's an official joystick. You know, and then guess what there also is. Atari also made a pad. You know, it also has a little screw thing here, yeah, to use as a stick as well, but the stick thing's crap. This one's not actually mine. This is my friend's. Well, he doesn't want it back, so it's kind of mine now. But this is also another thing that people could play. If people don't want to use joysticks, they can use a D-pad and everything like that. So everyone, it can suit almost everyone's needs, what everyone's used to and everything and all that. You know, the Atari's done that. Let's take a look at another console that's done it. Look at the Master System pad. Everyone remembers this pad. You know, I never had a Master System. This is my friend's. You know, and this pad, yeah, I remember the D-pad being pretty cool and everything that. But then you've got a stick that they made, and you know, in the background, I like the design. The design's almost the same, really. I like well, I find it weird though that the stick is using your right hand. You press the buttons with the left hand. I've never seen that before. But at the end of the day, there's probably somebody out there that's used to it. So it's good that you get certain consoles that would come with certain different controllers. You get to pick your set. And here's another example. Everyone remembers the Nintendo. When you buy a Nintendo, sometimes you usually would get this control with it, but then there's a certain other set, right? There's a certain other set that comes with this pad. You're now starting to get the drift, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Now, if I have to be honest, this pad was actually more comfortable to hold, but what ruined it for me was the D-pad. You know, it's like very weird ring there, and you got this thing here in the middle, but it's quite hard. It's still quite hard to use, really, yeah? But in actual sense of holding, it was such a comfortable pad. There's so many differences, you know. So what I used to like about the old consoles is that they had more versatility, more variety, you know. Somebody could love this pad, and somebody else could love that pad, but and in a way, they will release two different pads, so everyone's happy. So one thing I do agree is at least have a switchable way. It would, you know, it would be so nice if a controller had it so it could switch the D-pad thing around by itself, like go. If you could switch it around that way, everyone has the controller. And, you know, everyone has the same controller. Somebody could be playing with symmetry, or some people could be playing with asymmetry, but they will all have the same controller. That would just be really terrific. I was hoping Ouya would probably do that. That would be definitely that's definitely what I always say. That's one big problem. That's one problem I have with the Ouya at the moment. The second problem I have is batteries. I mean, seriously, batteries. That's just us going backwards now. The Wii, the Wii, yeah, was the batteries on the Wii. That was always my most disappointing feature for the Wii. I know that you can just say, yeah, just get rechargeable batteries and all that, yeah, but that's not the point. You know, it's the fact that it's the principle that we're going backwards, you know. I remember always just I remember when I used to play the Wii, I always used to get my batteries. They would run out. I'd sometimes charge them, but then for some reason they would just run out again so quicker than that. And it's like, it was what stopped me playing the Wii as much as I could have been. You know, it was one of the most turning off points for the Wii. You know, I mean, I just wished that it could be a lithium battery where you can just charge it when it needs charging. You play it normally, but like I was saying, but I like how they did it. Like how they could put one battery in one side and one battery on the other side, so it gives a more balanced feel. But just the fact that it's batteries is a bit of a turn off point for me, you know. But I mean, the only thing I can really say is that you do get what you pay for, and it is very cheap. You know, the price is not, it's not an expensive console at all. So I guess, yeah, you can't really moan about that situation, because like I said already, man, I'm still loving the games that this console is more based for. And so I definitely respected the designers and Julie for what they're doing with this, and I even want to help out with this console. You know, a lot of guys are making games for this console, and I'm hoping, yeah, that I could appeal to these type of guys to make the music for some of these games and everything, that, because you can sort of already turn around and say that, hey, I've already made one game for the Ouya. If you know, you can play Penguini on the Ouya. Technically, you know, that already means that I've made music for a game on the Ouya. And I watching the little videos and stuff of other games and hearing some of the music there, I know some of the music do sound like the same style as me. So I'm pretty sure that if there's some independent gamers out there, I'm hoping they'll be able to do some work with me, and I can make music, yeah, for their games that could be on the Ouya. You know, there's a lot of opportunities that the Ouya really has. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you guys must have written an idea or had an idea, a game idea in your head, your own game idea for a long while, you know. And I've got an idea for a game. I never proper writ it down. I was writing it down, but then I stopped because I didn't think, yeah, I'd ever get that sort of idea done, really. My game idea is actually based on the character that I'm working on right now for animation. Who knows? What could this opportunity bring? Maybe I'll be able to do both the animation and the game in the future. Who knows? This is really something cool that can happen, and hope, you know, I'm just saying, there's so much opportunities that could be really, really, really terrific. That's the random spray. And so a lot of good things that I believe that can happen for the Ouya. So I'm actually interested in the Ouya, and I think I probably will buy it. The number one question that everyone is discussing right now is, will the Ouya fail? Now, my answer is I don't know. I'm not really sure, because it all depends on a few things, in my opinion. It depends on the market for people out there who love games that you just pick up and play. You know, I know there's a less market for those type of games that there is, you know, because I've tried going online with Snakeball and I hardly ever see anyone ever wanting to play the game. I know a few people today still like super acrobatic rocket powered battle cars, and there's still games on the PSN that I love, and I still sometimes see people online. So there is a market for these type of games still, you know what I mean? And maybe it's probably hard to say that it could fail then, if there's still a big market for those type of people. But then what's it called? Another thing I'm wondering is, although these games are Android based and everything and all that, yeah, will the games be online? You know, I know that the Ouya is obviously online. You know, it's got Wi-Fi, it's got Ethernet and everything that, yeah. So it would obviously be online. But will the games be online? Will loads of the games be online? And I know that's not exactly the Ouya's fault. You know, the game designers need to make them online. I mean, There was a game that I recently bought, yeah, for the PSN, yeah. It's called Cubics HD. I am so shocked that that game was not online. The type of gameplay that has, the multiplayer is so fun, but it's local multiplayer. That game is screaming for online gameplay. That could have been a fantastic game. There could be people out there in America who love that game, and I could be playing with those guys, yeah. Hopefully beating them. It's such a fun and addictive game, and I can't believe that that game is not online. That is just poor. So I'm just, I always say that a console is always about the games. It all depends what type of games that they do. It all depends what games people want to make, because this is your chance here to make your actual game idea you have in your head. If you've got something that's completely original, something that you don't think anyone else has thought about, or you thought someone's done and you can twist it around proper, that's your chance, man. That is your chance. So that's what I'm saying, man. The Ouya has a lot of opportunities, and overall, I'm definitely more interested in this than I am the PS4, really. And who knows? I think I could be getting this console. I may not have pre-ordered it, or I may not have pledged anything in the Kickstarter, because lately I'm just broke. But hopefully, when it comes out, hopefully some good things will happen down the line for it. Some good things will change. I'll say this: if it fails, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does fail, I still have respect, yeah, for the designers. I still have respect for Julie Uhrman, yeah, for coming out with something like this. It's great to see that some people are caring a bit more about passion with gaming than just overall just money, if you know what I mean. So that's my opinion, yeah, on the Ouya. Very interested and happy about it. So let's see how this goes. So thanks very much, guys. I'll speak to you all later. Love who you are.